Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the SmackDown review. SmackDown tonight was from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And SmackDown tonight, I thought it was a good show in my opinion, though it was very enjoyable. Tonight was SmackDown's turn for first round matches in the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, which WWE, in my opinion, has been building very good to the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. I think they're, doing, very good so far with the tournament. We had Monday Night Raw with their King and Queen of the Ring first round tournament matches happen on Monday, which I didn't cover Raw, but I thought it was a good show. Though Monday Night Raw was good on Monday. We had Finn Balor versus Jey Uso in the first round match in the King of the Ring tournament, which I thought was a good match. Yeah, Jey Uso ended up defeating Balor, so Jey Uso advances into the King of the Ring tournament. We also had Io Sky versus Natalya, first round match in the Queen of the Ring tournament, which was, in my opinion. Io Sky ended up defeating Natalya. Then we had Ilya Dragunov versus Ricochet, which was a damn good match. Dragunov is just awesome in the ring, very entertaining, and this match could have gone either way. Dragunov could have won it, or Ricochet could have won it. But the right decision was, going with Ilya Dragunov. And so he ended up winning his match. He defeated Ricochet. Then he had Zoe Stark versus Ivy Nile, which was a quick match. He had Zoe Stark ended up defeating Ivy Nile. So Zoe Stark advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament. And then you had Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria, to which, Lyra Valkyria win the match, and she ended up defeating Dakota Kai. So Lyra ends up advancing in the Queen of the Ring tournament. And then the main event of Monday Night Raw was Gunther versus Sheamus, which was a very, very good match between the both of them. Of course, he had Gunther ended up winning, so he ended up defeating Sheamus. Obviously, Gunther was going to win it. My prediction, I think Gunther is going to win this whole King of the Ring tournament, and he will be the King of the Ring. What I would really like is if WWE does, in the final match, we get Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov. That is what I want to see. So I think that would be a banger of a match. The crowd will be so into it because these two guys are just very entertaining, and I think WWE should go that route. Just have Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov in the finals in the King of the Ring tournament. So that was, what happened on Monday Night Raw on Monday. But tonight on SmackDown, we had, of course, like I said, SmackDown's turn in the first round of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. We had Nia Jax versus Naomi. We had Carmelo Hayes. He had taken on Baron Corbin. We had Jade Cargill versus Piper Niven. We had Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae. And we also had Tama Tonga versus Angelo Dawkins, which originally it was supposed to be Bobby Lashley, which I will get to explaining when I talk about the match there. And the main event, it was Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. So these were all first round matches in the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. But overall, SmackDown was a good show tonight. But before I get into the review, if you guys haven't checked out my previous video, I did a movie review of the 1990 film Awakenings, which starred the late great Robin Williams and Robert De Niro. So if you guys haven't checked out my review of that, definitely go check it out. Love the film. It's a very beautiful film. The story was great. The acting was great. So definitely check out my review of that. If you guys haven't seen it, would highly recommend the film. If you guys haven't, seen the film. But anyways, let's jump right into the review. SmackDown opened up tonight with Nick Aldis, of course, the SmackDown general manager. He was in the ring. He welcomed everyone to SmackDown, which was sold out at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Wilkes-Barre. And he ends up introducing the undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes ended up making his way out. He got a big pop from the crowd as always. Everyone, of course, was going, whoa! And Cody Rhodes was dressed in a suit. He was shaking hands with, fans as he made his way down to the ring. Cody then got into the ring. He shook hands with Nick Aldis. And he ended up listening to the fans and chanted for him. So Nick Aldis ended up congratulating Cody on a successful title defense that he had against AJ Styles at Backlash last Saturday. So he ended up saying that it's never a small feat to get your hand raised against the best in-ring performer of a generation. So Nick Aldis was like, we must turn our attention to the King and Queen of the Ring premium live event, which is happening in 2 weeks in Saudi Arabia, May 25th. Nick Aldis ended up saying that Cody wants to be a fighting champion and defend the undisputed WWE Championship against the very best as often as he can. He ended up saying that he invited Cody out here to tell him that his next challenger has been determined. So Nick Aldis ended up figuring that there was no better time to introduce him than right now. And of course, it was Logan Paul, the United States champion. So Logan Paul ended up making his way down to the ring. He got boos from the crowd, of course. So Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul stood in the ring. Cody ended up saying, so Logan Paul ended up stopping Cody, ended up telling Cody to say it one more time. Cody then ended up repeating it. So Cody was like, so Logan Paul, I think I know what you want to talk about. So Logan Paul ended up saying that they are going to main event the King and Queen of the Ring premium live event in a champion versus champion match to truly kick off the Logan Paul Levesque era. And of course, we had the crowd end up chanting, Logan sucks. So Cody ended up saying, champion versus champion is a challenge he likes, holding not one, but two. So Logan Paul ended up saying, facts don't care about Cody's feelings, and neither does he. Logan Paul ended up saying that he has some facts for Cody. Logan Paul ended up saying that he is the longest reigning champion in WWE. He ended up claiming to be the greatest attraction in this company. Really? The greatest attraction in this company? Yeah, please. He ended up saying that he had the greatest rookie year of all time. So he called himself a superstar. So Logan Paul then shouted to a person in the crowd with a birthday sign, ended up saying that he met a superstar for his birthday. Logan Paul pointed out that Cody is a superstar, and that Cody won the 2023 Royal Rumble. But everyone remembers, Logan Paul ended up saying that everyone remembers his mid-air collision with Ricochet in the Royal Rumble. So he ended up saying that Cody won WrestleMania, but everyone was talking about IShowSpeed and Prime. I don't think nobody was talking about IShowSpeed and Prime. So we had Logan Paul end up saying 3 years ago, him and Cody both debuted at WrestleMania. So we had the crowd end up chanting, Prime sucks. And so because of that, Logan Paul ended up dropping some nutritional facts about Prime. And he ended up telling the fans to shut up. So Logan Paul ended up saying, since that night 3 years ago, he has been rocket fuel for the spaceship that is WWE. He ended up saying, how can Cody finish the story when it's not even his story? He ended up saying that he wants to talk about him knocking Cody out and pinning him on top of his logo before walking out of Saudi Arabia as the undisputed WWE champion. So Cody ended up saying that he bets a lot of people stand across from Logan Paul and assume that he's a dumbass. So that was a, burn there by Cody Rhodes to Logan Paul. So Cody ended up saying that as fun as that would be, he is not going to pretend that this is a fad for him. Cody ended up saying that he has a sense of who Logan Paul is. He ended up saying Logan Paul went toe-to-toe against Floyd Mayweather. And he ended up saying in only a handful of matches, he won the United States Championship. So Cody ended up saying, since they are going over facts, the fact is if he were to win the United States Championship, that would make him a WWE Grand Slam champion. So Logan Paul ended up going to speak. Cody ended up holding Logan Paul's arm down. And he ended up saying that, Logan Paul is also disrespectful, self-centered, delusional, and cannot go a single match without grabbing the brass knucks. Of course, that's what we've seen in Logan Paul's matches so far. He can't keep his hands off the brass knucks. So Cody ended up saying that Logan Paul is taking credit for something that doesn't belong to them, and that this is a team. He ended up saying that the King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, Logan Paul will find out where he stands on that team. Cody then held up his undisputed WWE Championship, while Logan Paul held up his United States Championship, and pretty much that was basically how the segment ended. But overall, I didn't even care for this segment. I thought this segment was boring. It's way too early to see Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. Why are we getting this at the King and Queen of the Ring? Maybe the Saudi Prince, wanted this to happen. But in my opinion, it's way too early to see Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. So both titles are going to be on the line. Cody's going to put up, the undisputed WWE Championship. Logan Paul's going to put up the United States Championship. And, both titles are going to be on the line. I sense that there will be a screwy finish in this match at the King and Queen of the Ring. And then we saw Kayla Braxton. Kayla Braxton was backstage with AJ Styles. So Kayla Braxton ended up asking Styles how prepared is he feeling for Randy Orton in a King of the Ring first round match. So Styles ended up telling Kayla Braxton that he wants to talk about Backlash. Styles ended up telling Braxton that he had Cody on the ropes and had him beat. He ended up saying everyone knows it. Leon France chanted to distract him. So Styles ended up saying that it should be him facing Logan Paul defending his championship. Styles ended up saying that the next time him and Cody meet, he will beat him. Styles ended up saying that he will earn a chance to get another title match. And then it starts tonight. Winning the King of the Ring tournament is a phenomenal step in the right direction. So that's what Styles had to say. And then we had the first match of the night, which was the first round match in the Queen of the Ring tournament. We had Naomi versus Nia Jax. And this was a good match here. Surprisingly, good match. So the match ended up getting away. Nia Jax ended up shoving Naomi. Naomi ended up taking it to Nia Jax. She hit the ropes. Nia Jax ended up avalanching Naomi down. Nia Jax ended up slamming Naomi's head off the canvas and sent her into the corner. She then avalanched Naomi in the corner and threw her across the ring. Nia Jax avalanched Naomi again in the corner, and then she ended up dropping an elbow. Nia Jax ended up pulling Naomi to her feet and shoved her to the corner. Nia Jax went for a running boot, but Naomi ended up avoiding that. Naomi ended up kicking at Nia Jax's hamstrings, and after that, we saw the QR code end up appearing. It was for the Uncle Howdy QR code, teasing of this new Wyatt family. So Naomi ended up driving Nia Jax headfirst into the turnbuckle, and Nia Jax was irate. She ended up charging at Naomi, but she ended up hitting the ring post shoulder first because Naomi ended up moving out of the way. Nia Jax ended up falling out of the ring to recover. Naomi ended up catching Nia Jax with a suicide dive and started punching away at her. Jax ended up shoving Naomi off, and she ended up connecting with the Samoan drop to Naomi on the floor. And then SmackDown went to commercial. Then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, Nia Jax was in control of the match. She ended up applying a rare chinlock to Naomi. Naomi ended up quickly hitting the jawbreaker to fight out of the hold. She ended up kneeing Nia Jax in the face and forearmed her a few times. Nia Jax ended up flooring Naomi with a headbutt. She ended up hitting a front suplex onto the top rope. She ended up shoving Naomi to the floor. So Naomi started to climb to the apron. Nia Jax ended up going to cut Naomi off. Naomi ended up snapping Nia Jax off the top rope. She ended up going for a sunset flip, but Nia Jax did not go down. Nia Jax ended up going for a cannonball, but Naomi ended up avoiding that. She started punching away at Nia Jax. Nia Jax came back and ended up sending Naomi into the ropes, but Naomi ended up sliding through Nia Jax's legs, started hitting Nia Jax with some running strikes, to which Nia Jax didn't go down. We had Naomi end up bringing Nia Jax to a knee with a springboard enziguri. Naomi ended up going for a second springboard, but she ended up getting caught by Nia Jax, and she ended up putting her on the apron. Naomi ended up kicking Nia Jax back. She had managed to spike Nia Jax's head into the canvas. Naomi then ended up hitting the split-legged moonsault on Nia Jax. She went for the cover, to which Nia Jax ended up kicking out. So Naomi ended up sidestepping a avalanche, and she ended up hitting a running forearm to Nia Jax. Naomi ended up trying to lift Nia Jax onto the top rope, to which she did. Naomi ended up going for a super hurricanrana, but Nia Jax ended up teasing a powerbomb off the top rope. And so then Naomi ended up hitting Nia Jax with a super hurricanrana, which was crazy. So Naomi ended up going for the cover, and Nia Jax ended up kicking out. So at the end of the match, Naomi ended up stunning Nia Jax with a pair of super kicks. Nia Jax ended up countering a third super kick into a powerbomb to Naomi. Nia Jax then connected with a leg drop and shoved Naomi into the corner. Nia Jax headed to the second rope, and she ended up dropping the Annihilator on Naomi. So Nia Jax ended up going for the cover, and there you go. Nia Jax ended up winning the match. So Nia Jax advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament, and next she will face either Jade Cargill or Piper Niven. So that was that. But overall, good match it was between Nia Jax and Naomi. But I'm like, Nia Jax moving on in this Queen of the Ring tournament, I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then we had Byron Saxton. Byron Saxton was backstage with Baron Corbin. Of course, Baron Corbin was drafted to SmackDown. Braun Breaker was drafted to Monday Night Raw. I really wish that we could have got, Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker on SmackDown. I think they were a very good tag team when they were down in NXT. Just very entertaining. And I think this is going to hurt, Baron Corbin. Going back to being a singles competitor, when he was with Braun Breaker, they worked really well. So Corbin ended up saying to Byron Saxton he was lost the last time he was here, and that he found himself on NXT. Carmelo Hayes walked up to Baron Corbin. He ended up saying that he must have missed Corbin being drafted. Carmelo Hayes ended up saying that he wants to give Corbin some advice, and that he should have pulled out of the tournament, like Bobby Lashley, because he'll run circles around him. So that was what Carmelo had to say. Carmelo Hayes, using that, heel, persona of himself. Carmelo Hayes, works much better as a heel than a babyface from what we saw down in NXT when he was, a babyface. And then we had, as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had a vignette of DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, coming soon to SmackDown. So yeah, DIY, coming soon. And then we had Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes, first round match in the King of the Ring tournament, which this was a good match here. Surprisingly, Baron Corbin was, pretty good in this match. And, he's working over Carmelo Hayes here. So the match ended up getting in the way. Carmelo Hayes ended up rolling away from Corbin. Corbin quickly ended up catching Hayes with a jab that backed him up. Hayes ended up applying a waistlock on Corbin, but Corbin knocked Hayes away. Hayes ended up hitting the ropes. He ended up avoiding a pair of clotheslines, and he ended up drop kicking Corbin in his knee, and he ended up kicking Corbin in his head. Carmelo Hayes then slapped Corbin in the back of the head. Corbin was not happy about that, so Corbin ended up decking Carmelo with a pair of right hands. Corbin ended up connected with a short arm back elbow. Carmelo ended up flipping through a back suplex, but Corbin caught Carmelo with a modified Michinoku driver. He ended up going for the cover, to which Carmelo ended up kicking out at 2. Carmelo ended up rolling out of the ring to recover, and SmackDown went to commercial. SmackDown came back from the commercial, and Baron Corbin was in control of the match. He started clubbing away at Carmelo Hayes on the top rope. Corbin ended up going for a superplex, but Carmelo ended up slipping through Corbin's legs, and he pulled Corbin off. Carmelo ended up connecting with a springboard twist and clothesline to Corbin, and then he ended up hitting a twist and face buster. He ended up going for the cover, and Corbin ended up kicking out. You had Corbin ended up connecting with a brain buster later on. He ended up applying a cover on Carmelo Hayes, but Carmelo Hayes ended up kicking out at 2. We had Corbin end up trying to go for the deep 6, but Carmelo Hayes ended up countering out of that. So Corbin ended up putting Carmelo on the top rope. Carmelo started punching Corbin back and connected with the first 48. Carmelo Hayes then followed up with a run shoulder tackle, and he headed to the top rope. Carmelo jumped over Corbin as he ended up getting to his feet. Corbin ended up hitting a Uranagi on the turnbuckles, and he turned Carmelo inside out with a clothesline. Corbin then connected with a twisting cutter on Carmelo, to which he ended up going for the cover. Carmelo ended up kicking out. So Carmelo Hayes ended up flipping through the end of days. He ended up catching Corbin with a small package. So there you go. Carmelo Hayes ended up winning the match. So Carmelo Hayes advances in the King of the Ring tournament. He will face either Randy Orton or AJ Styles. But very good match this was between Carmelo Hayes and Baron Corbin here. Like I said, Corbin was surprisingly good here. And then we had Kayla Braxton. Kayla Braxton was backstage with Bayley, the women's champion. Kayla Braxton ended up asking Bayley if she has a favorite in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Bayley ended up telling Kayla Braxton that she wants to see how far Jade Cargill will go. So Bayley was then interrupted by Chelsea Green with Piper Niven by her side. And I'm like, what was with the glasses that Chelsea Green was wearing tonight? It was like glasses with the chain hanging underneath it. So pretty much, that was basically that. And then, as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had Byron Saxton. Byron Saxton was backstage with Randy Orton. Byron Saxton ended up saying that Orton is a favorite, but they also say that about his opponent, AJ Styles. Orton ended up telling Byron Saxton that he's accomplished so much in WWE, but he has never won the King of the Ring. He ended up saying everyone knows that Styles is great, but it'll feel phenomenal when he hits him with an RKO. To which Orton ended up telling Byron Saxton to stay tuned. So Orton was like, oh, that reminds me. This is for Tama Tonga. He ended up saying that the Bloodline took out his friend and partner, Kevin Owens. He ended up saying that Tonga is safely on the other side of the bracket. Orton ended up saying that he won't blindside Tonga, like the Bloodline does. Orton ended up saying that when him and Tonga eventually meet, he'll make sure his ass sees it coming. There you go. That was what Orton had to say. Orton wants to get his hands on Tama Tonga for the Bloodline, taking out Kevin Owens. That should be coming soon. And then we had Jade Cargill versus Piper Niven. First round match in the Queen of the Ring tournament. And this was a quick match here. We had Jade Cargill end up coming out first, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, along with Bianca Belair. So, Piper Niven ended up coming out. She was accompanied by, of course, Chelsea Green. The match ended up getting underway. Both Cargill and Niven end up locking up. And so, they end up doing a quick break. They circled the ring. They locked up again. Another quick break. Both Cargill and Niven end up going face to face. Cargill hit the ropes. Piper Niven end up absorbing a shoulder tackle. So Cargill end up getting that in her face. Niven end up hitting the ropes. Cargill end up absorbing a shoulder tackle to Piper Niven. Cargill hit the ropes. She ended up ducking a clothesline from Niven. She ended up leveling Niven with a shoulder tackle. Niven ended up reversing a whip. And she ended up hitting a back elbow to Cargill. Niven ended up going for a lift, but Cargill ended up sliding out of that. Cargill ended up super kicking Piper Niven. She ended up charging at her, but Piper Niven ended up slamming Cargill down and connected with a senton splash. She ended up going for the cover, to which Cargill ended up kicking out. Piper Niven started stomping away at Cargill, and she ended up slapping Cargill in her face. Piper Niven ended up choking Cargill on the ropes. So the ref ended up backing her up. And while the ref was distracted with Piper Niven, Chelsea Green slapped Cargill in the face. And that led to Piper Niven connected with a scoop slam. So Piper Niven ended up hitting a pair of short arm clotheslines to Cargill. Cargill then blocked the third clothesline, started punching back at Piper Niven. Piper Niven ended up quickly headbutting Cargill and ended up hitting the ropes. Cargill ended up cutting Piper Niven off, and she ended up hitting a back suplex powerbomb. So Cargill ended up going for the cover, and Piper Niven ended up kicking out. So we had Chelsea Green end up getting on the apron. Cargill ended up forearming Chelsea Green to the floor. Cargill ducked the clothesline from Piper Niven. She ended up going for Jaded, but Piper Niven ended up fighting out. So Piper Niven ended up avalanching Cargill, ended up sweeping Cargill's feet. So Piper Niven ended up smashing Cargill with a cannonball in the corner. She ended up going for the cover, to which Cargill ended up kicking out. So Cargill ended up pulling Piper Niven down. She connected with a pump kick to Piper Niven. Cargill ended up lifting Piper Niven up and delivered Jaded. So Cargill ended up going for the cover. And there you go. Jade Cargill ended up winning the match. So Jade Cargill advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament. And in the next round, she will face Nia Jax. So Cargill ended up heading up the aisle, and Bianca Belair ended up coming out to celebrate with Jade Cargill. So Bianca Belair then headed to the ring to face Candice LeRae in the first round match in the Queen of the Ring tournament. And so then SmackDown with the commercial. But overall, quick match. This was obviously Jade Cargill was going to get the win, obviously. So then, as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had a promo from Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura ended up saying that he is here to claim what is rightfully his, the pinnacle of SmackDown. Nakamura ended up saying that now that he is here, no one is safe. He ended up saying that the Master of Strong Style plans to reign supreme. He ended up saying watch closely because everything on SmackDown is about to change, and it will never be the same again. Obviously, Nakamura was saying that in Japanese, and you had the English subtitles. So, hopefully Nakamura, gets treated fairly on SmackDown. And then we had Candice LeRae versus Bianca Belair, first round match, Queen of the Ring tournament. This was a quick match here. Nothing special happened here. Bianca Belair won the match. Bianca ended up grabbing Candice LeRae, ended up laying out Candice with the KOD. There you go. Bianca Belair ended up winning the match. So Bianca will face the winner of Mia Yim versus Tiffany Stratton in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So obviously, quick match this was. We saw Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa was sitting in a locker room with Tama Tonga and Tonga Lioa nearby. Paul Heyman ended up walking in very nervous. Paul Heyman ended up asking for a moment with Solo Sikoa. So both Tama Tonga and Tonga Lioa end up walking off. Of course, Tonga Lioa ended up making his debut at Backlash last Saturday. Gonna be great to see what Tonga Lioa brings to SmackDown. So Paul Heyman ended up saying that he knows his place in life. He is Roman's wise man. So he had the crowd end up chanting, "We want Roman." Sikoa ended up saying that Paul Heyman lied and pulled Roman Reigns out of the WWE draft. He ended up saying that was a mistake that got them drafted third instead of first. He ended up saying that it's like Paul Heyman is trying to take money out of his pocket and food from his kids. Sikoa ended up mentioning that Paul Heyman walked by his brother Jey Uso, and it looked like he had given him a signal that he needed help. Paul Heyman ended up telling Sikoa that, he didn't. Sikoa ended up saying that he knows Paul Heyman is trying to protect the bloodline. Sikoa ended up confirming that Paul Heyman hasn't spoken to Roman since he lost the title at WrestleMania. Sikoa ended up saying that he's talked to Roman. To which Paul Heyman ended up looking shocked. Sikoa ended up saying that until Reigns returns, he will be in charge of the bloodline. He ended up saying that Paul Heyman will be his wise man, and that is an order of the tribal chief. So Sikoa ended up asking for a hug from Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was terrified. He obliged, and Sikoa ended up saying to Paul Heyman, "I love you, wise man." And pretty much that was basically that. But as Roman comes back, we all know he's going to come back as a babyface. These "We Want Roman" chants from the crowd, syndicating that, when he comes back, he's going to have a big reaction return as a babyface. These "We Want Roman" chants coming from the crowd is indicating, that when Roman comes back, he's going to have a big reaction, coming back as a babyface. That's how I see it. And then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had a video package on Andrade, to which he will be coming to SmackDown. Of course, he was drafted to SmackDown. Of course, his wife, Charlotte, is on SmackDown. And then we had Angelo Dawkins versus Tama Tonga. First round match in the King of the Ring tournament. Quick match this was. Originally, this was supposed to be Bobby Lashley versus Tama Tonga. But apparently, on social media, Nick Aldis ended up announcing that Bobby Lashley is not medically cleared to compete. So that they end up having to remove Bobby Lashley from the tournament, and they're replacing him with Angelo Dawkins. So the match ended up getting in the way. Tama Tonga ended up taking it to Dawkins, started punching away at him and stopping Dawkins in the corner. Tonga ended up hitting a running avalanche in the corner. He started punching away at Dawkins' midsection. Dawkins ended up sidestepping an avalanche, and he started punching away at Tonga. Dawkins then connected with a pair of clotheslines. Tonga then reversed the whip, but Dawkins ended up leaping over Tonga, ended up hitting a running back elbow. Dawkins ended up hitting a twisting avalanche, followed by a snap kick to Tonga. Dawkins ended up running over Tonga with a shoulder tackle, and that's when Solo Sikoa got on the apron. Dawkins punched Sikoa off the apron. Montez Ford then took out Tonga Lioa and also Solo Sikoa with a somersault plancha. So Dawkins ended up hitting Tonga with the sky high. He ended up going for the cover, to which Tonga ended up kicking out. So Tonga Lioa sent Montez Ford into the ring post, and he ended up holding Montez Ford up for Solo Sikoa to deliver the Samoan spike to him. Dawkins ended up shouting at both Tonga and also Solo Sikoa, but Tama Tonga ended up pulling Dawkins back, and he ended up hitting Dawkins with the flatliner, and we had Tama Tonga end up going for the cover, and there you go. Tama Tonga ended up winning the match. Post-match, Solo Sikoa got into the ring with Tonga Lioa. Sikoa ended up getting Dawkins to his feet, and Sikoa ended up laying out Dawkins with the Samoan spike. Paul Heyman's ended up looking horrified at what went down. So now Tama Tonga will face the winner of LA Knight versus Santos Escobar, whether it would be Knight or Escobar. But overall, this was a quick match. Obviously, Tama Tonga was going to win it, and I'm loving this latest iteration in the Bloodline storyline. This is intriguing. And then we had Blair Davenport. This was a video package showcasing Blair Davenport. She ended up saying that she will show that your heroes are pathetic. And of course, she's coming to SmackDown. Of course, drafted from NXT to SmackDown. And then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, they ended up announcing that next week on SmackDown, we will have a contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. And of course, the Queen and King of the Ring quarterfinals will take place. So that's all to look forward to next week on SmackDown. Main event, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. First round match in the King of the Ring tournament. Very good match this was. Very entertaining. This could have went either way between Styles and Orton. So the match ended up getting in the way. Styles and Orton ended up circling the ring. Styles then applied a waistlock on Orton. Orton ended up elbowing Styles off. Styles then ended up hooking a side headlock on Orton. Orton ended up whipping Styles off and absorbed the shoulder tackle to Styles. Orton then followed Styles into the ropes, and he ended up stunning Styles with an elbow. And then he ended up hitting a clothesline over the top rope to Styles, and then SmackDown went to commercial. So then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, Orton was in control of the match. He ended up hitting the 10 punches in the corner to Styles. Orton ended up leveling Styles with an uppercut. and the crowd was into Orton throughout this match. Styles then ended up sliding out of Orton's grip and he ended up drop kicking Orton. Styles ended up following up with a sliding forearm. Orton ended up sliding out of the ring to recover. Styles got on the apron and he ended up hitting a sliding knee to Orton at ringside. Orton then ended up pulling himself up against the Prime Energy hydration station, which, they put out that Prime and they have the Prime drinks over there, advertising, Prime Energy. Styles then ended up approaching Orton, but Orton ended up kicking him and he ended up hitting a back suplex onto the barricade. Orton then ended up hooking Styles' head and he ended up going for a hanging DDT on the floor, but Styles ended up fighting out of that. Styles then leaped onto the commentary table and jumped at Orton. Orton ended up catching Styles and he ended up hitting a back suplex on the apron to Styles. Orton then ended up slamming Styles with a back suplex onto the commentary table, to which the crowd ended up chanting one more time to Orton. So Orton obliged and he ended up giving Styles another back suplex onto the commentary table. Orton ended up getting Styles in the ring. Styles ended up hitting the flapjack into the turnbuckles, and he ended up starting to attack Orton's leg with some chop blocks. Orton rolled out of the ring. He was shown limping. Styles ended up getting out on the opposite side of the ring. He ran around the ringside area, and he ended up dropping Orton with a massive chop block. So Orton ended up going down, in pain. So then SmackDown went to commercial. Then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, Styles was in control of the match. He ended up attacking Orton's injured knee. Styles leapt off the bottom rope to attack Orton's injured knee. So Orton was groaning in pain, selling the injury. Styles ended up climbing the ropes, and Orton ended up taking advantage by booting Styles over the top rope. Styles ended up hitting the floor hard. Styles pulled himself to the apron, and the ref was counting to 6. Orton ended up kicking Styles as he got into the ring. Styles ended up getting out of a hanging DDT. He ended up trying to go for the calf crusher on Orton, but Orton fought out, and he ended up booting Styles in his chest. Orton ended up hitting a pair of lariats. Styles then ended up hitting the ropes. Orton ended up going for the snap power slam, but no one was there. Styles rolled Orton up, and Orton ended up kicking out. So at the end of the match, Orton ended up grabbing the bottom rope to break the pin because Styles ended up connecting with a phenomenal forearm to Orton. So Styles couldn't believe that Orton, got his hand on the bottom rope. Styles then ended up grabbing Orton, pulled him to the center of the ring. Styles set up for the Styles Clash, but Orton dropped Styles with the RKO. Orton ended up going for the cover, and there you go. Randy Orton ended up winning the match. He will advance in the King of the Ring tournament, and he will face Carmelo Hayes next week on SmackDown. But overall, very good match this was. Very entertaining. Orton and Styles gave it all they got here. The wrestling was good from the both of them. And the crowd was really into it. They were behind Orton throughout this match. And like I said, the match could have gone either way. Styles could have won it. Orton could have won it. But they went with the right decision and had Orton win it. But overall, SmackDown was a good show tonight. Really enjoyed it. But anyways, that's it for my review of SmackDown. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Be sure to check out my previous video that I uploaded, which was the movie review of Awakenings. And until next video, I'll see you all later.